Oh, and he just rips the rack. Comes in perfect for a strike.
Going to be a little bit light, and she gets the swish.
Yeah. Just open in the second. Comes back and just rips the rack. Great shot, hits him thin.
Yep.
Comes in high flush. Oh, high flush strike there. Welcome to Cooper Sport Bowl in Anderson, Indiana for the 2015 Indiana High School State Bowling Finals. Hello everyone, I'm Scott Gilmore, and joining me today is Bowler's Journal senior writer Dennis Bergendorf, and laneside is Colin Kirscher, who will provide us with player and coaches interviews. Players have made their way through sectionals, regionals, and semi-state, as well as qualifying here at state finals, and now we are down to our final two girls and boys. Before qualifying began, we had opening ceremonies with some local veterans throwing out their first ball. Here's the video from that coverage.
There's nothing like a crisp country morning. Family, fresh air, and the great outdoors. Out here, life just slows down. And in the country, we play a little differently. So it helps to have the right gear. Cowpokes has Western wear for the whole family. Comfortable, stylish clothing that fits your way of life. Cowpokes, because there's a little country in all of us.
And from the holy headless son of a God. Is that right? Okay. Got that head shaking again. during the
Let me tell you, I was so nervous, but couldn't wait to go to college. I'm from a small town, so I wanted a small university. Tuition had to be affordable. Then I found Vincennes University. Here, I fit right in. I have a part-time job, I love the campus, and I have the college experience I always wanted. And bonus, I've saved thousands in tuition.
Higher learning, lower cost. Indiana's first college, Vincennes University.
Welcome back. Let's send it laneside with Colin Kirscher with player introductions.
On the girls' side, our number 2 seed, Sarah Boyers. And our number 1 seed, Jackie Rhoda. And on the boys' side, our number 2 seed, Wes Halton. And our number 1 seed, Gavin Dunbar. Like our competitors are ready. I know our fans are ready. We'll send it back to you guys in the booth and get us rolling.
All right, thank you, Colin. And joining me again, once again, is senior writer for the Bowler's Journal, Dennis Bergendorf. And Dennis, we're down to our final matches, respectively, of both the girls and the boys. And our girls' final today will be number 2 seed Sarah Voyers against number 1 seed Jackie Rhoda. And Dennis, these players have gone through a ton of qualifying sectionals, regionals, semi-state, and now they find themselves here for a chance to win a state title.
This is the crown jewel for young bowlers here in the state of Indiana. I am especially impressed with these girls because they throw the ball so sweet. They're what we call strokers. They throw the ball, they let the ball do the work, they let the lane take over when they hit the dry area down there. When we see the guys, it's going to be an interesting thing because they are doing like most of the pros nowadays. They power the ball. So we're going to see a lot of some big strikes. We're also probably going to see a miss or two. It's how they handle those misses that's going to be important. But we're going to have the girls first here and see some very sweet bowling.
Well, they've had 2 games of qualifying to get here to this point, and then the top 4 bowled stepladder finals. A lot of pressure here. It's going to be interesting to see how maybe Sarah plays this match out because she's already had one stressful match to get to this position, whereas Jackie Rhoda has sat and watched and guaranteed herself into the state final match.
Well, that's true, but we saw Sarah snap off a pretty good string at the end of her semifinal game. So she knows how to throw the ball, how to repeat shots. And, yeah, she may have a little bit of an advantage. They are on a fresh pair, though. And this is that interesting shot. It doesn't have a name, but it was devised by Nick Hoagland, the great pattern designer down in Indianapolis. And it's playing a little tougher than it looks if you look at the pattern. So it's going to be interesting to see how these girls do it, but I think they're going to take care of it just fine.
Well, players will get 4 shots on each lane before they take part in this first or finals match. Once the girls are completed with their warm-up, we'll get things underway here shortly. We want to also let you know, fans, that this is going to be streamed live, every match that we have today, both the girls' final and the boys' final, and we'll also have girls' team finals and boys' team finals later this evening. So that'll take place probably about 3 or 4 hours after we get done with these singles matches. So stay tuned for that as well. A lot of exciting bowling. We're honored to be here for the first time ever doing live stream of the Indiana High School Bowling State Finals. So let's cut to a quick timeout. We'll get this match started here in just a couple of minutes. So join us here for the girls' finals between Jackie Rhoda and Sarah Voyers.
And from the holy hell, the son of a God. Is that right? Okay. Got that head shaking again. During the
I knew Vincennes University was affordable, and everyone around me kept recommending it for my major, so I decided to apply. I was so happy my credits transferred, and impressed at how helpful and experienced the professors were. I joined a lot of organizations and made so many new friends. I'm on my way to a degree at a college I love, and my family's saving thousands of dollars in tuition.
Higher learning, lower cost. Indiana's first college, Vincennes University.
All right, welcome back to Cooper Sport Bowl in Anderson, Indiana for the 2015 High School Bowling State Finals. Scott Gilmore, Dennis Bergendorf bringing you the action this afternoon. And the championship match here, the state final match for the girls between Jackie Rhoda and Sarah Voyers is going to take place here in just a couple of minutes. But quickly, let's talk about the stepladder finals here as Jackie Rhoda made her way to the number 1 seed. In our first match, Hannah Kaufman and Kiana Sweat battled it out. Kiana winning 177 to 167, and then she moved on to take on Sarah Voyers, the number 2 seed, and Sarah bowled real well in that match. Had a 4 or 5 bagger there towards the end of the game. She defeated Kiana 232 to 188, and that sets up our final match once again between Sarah Voyers and Jackie Rhoda. And it looks like our competitors are ready for the first or the finals match here in the Indiana High School Bowling State Finals.
Well, it looks like both of them are going to be playing about the same part of the lane, which is what you want to do. You want to make sure you got a little bit of hold to the left, a little bit of bounce to the right, a little bit of free hook down lane. We'll see how well they make the shots, because this type of pattern does demand you make shots.
Here we are, Sarah Voyers up on the left lane, starting our match out. Comes in high and it looks like leaves the 6-9.
Looks like she got a little bit inside her target. Could be nerves right now.
She'll attempt to make the spare, and really not an easy spare in any circumstance. Multiple ways of chopping this.
Yeah, this is not one you want to leave on your very first spare shot.
Here she is stepping up to convert the 6-9 in frame number 1.
She's going to go from the left, cross lane, using a different ball.
And she converts it. Nice crowd on hand for the state final singles matches, too, as well.
Well, especially if you consider the weather.
Yeah.
It was pretty rough getting here.
Mother Nature was not kind to us this morning. About 4 or 5 inches of snow outside. Here's Jackie Rhoda up on the right lane, frame number 1. She comes in light
Just a little.
and leaves the 2-4.
Just a little light on that. She's got a multiple pin spare here, but should be fairly easy. If you can make the 2 pin, you'll probably make the 4.
Well, I'm sure nerves, the lights are on. You are bowling for a state championship, so girls are gonna have to quickly adapt to the lights and the cameras.
Well, there is a really good crowd here, so I can understand how they would feel that way. Good shot on the spare.
Yeah, she makes that. And now she'll step up on the left lane, lane 19. We're using 19 and 20 here at Cooper Sport Bowl, a 44-lane center. Host of the Indiana State Masters as well.
Wasn't that a great tournament? I know some guy who came in second there. I wonder what his name,
Yeah, we don't
Scott
want-
something or other.
We don't want to talk about that. Here's Sarah, frame number 2, working on a spare. Comes in high. She leaves the
Don't know if that was an overcorrection, but she did go a little bit left. Broke up the split. She's got about the same spare that we saw earlier, except she's also got the 10, which means you can chop the 6 off the 10.
the 6-9-10. Want to thank fans for logging in to ihsb.org for the presentation here of the state finals live, brought to you by 710 Promotions. Here's Jackie with her spare attempt. Good cover there. Starts
Good
out
shot. Made it just the way you're supposed to.
Starts out with spare. And now Sarah will come back up on lane number 20. She's working on a spare as well in the first frame. Comes
That
in.
is-
Perfect for a strike. Nice
That
shot
is-
there by Sarah.
That is such a sweet shot. She gets the axis up quite a bit, which gets the ball through the heads a little bit cleaner than some of the other bowlers. I really like the way she throws the ball.
She takes a 3-pin lead here after 2 frames. Can make that 12 with a strike here on the left lane, lane 19. Third frame, girls state finals match. She comes in just a pinch high to leave the 6-pin, or excuse me, the 4-pin. I always get that wrong. I'm left-handed. I always get it backwards.
Yeah, play on the wrong side of the lane, I know.
I cheat, right?
It looked to me like she already has moved in just a little bit over there on the left lane. It might be playing just a little bit more hook than the right lane. But this match, if she makes this, is all but even. A couple of pins.
Here's her spare
What you want to
conversion.
do is fill frames. You want to make those spares.
And she does. Both girls start out clean so far. Sarah with a small 3-pin lead through 2, and now the number 1 seed, Jackie Rhoda, steps up on lane 20 here in the third, trailing by 3.
That looks good. Well, that looks good. Oh.
Just a pinch high leaves the 4-pin. Both girls seem pretty well lined up so far.
They really do. They're keeping it around the pocket. A couple of slightly high hits, leaving 4 pins, but pretty good shots. Once again, you don't want to give away a spare like this. You get a split, okay, it happens. You want to regroup. But, boy, don't make a mistake and miss a single pin.
Here's Jackie's attempt at the 4, and she converts it. Both girls clean through 3 frames here. Just a 4-pin lead for Sarah Voyers. And now Jackie will step up on the left lane, trying to get back on the strike train.
Yeah, in some ways these girls remind me of Kelly Kulick and Liz Johnson. I mean, the determination in their eyes is something.
Here's Jackie up in the 4th. Comes in, perfect shot, but leaves the 10-pin. Nice ball there from Jackie.
Yeah, she threw that ball right in the pocket, and the 6-pin went around the 10. I don't know if she needs to be just a little bit to the right, but then she might run into a little bit of out of bounds. So I think she's doing the right thing right now. She's keeping the ball in play, in the pocket.
Spare attempt on the 10, and she converts it. You know, Dennis, here's their first step. You win a state final, then you move on to college. A lot of good college programs. Girls can have a lot of opportunity there. And now the PWBA is back in.
Yes.
And now they have something to look forward to from a professional standpoint. So a lot of exciting things here for women's bowling.
I was going to say that Jackie is a senior and Sarah is only a sophomore. Sarah's got a little bit more high school bowling to look forward to. Good shot's going to be a little light.
Comes
Very
in and
light.
leaves the washout.
Ooh, that is a tough spare.
Well, the first mistake by any of the players so far.
Yeah, the first real where they didn't hit the head pin. What she wants to do, of course, is get the ball to the left and go into the Brooklyn pocket. Hope to send that head pin into the 10. 2 ways of making it: directly, the head pin directly into the 10, or off the wall.
The 1, 2, 8, 10. Here's Sarah's attempt.
Looks good. Now, just a little too high.
Leaves the 10 pin. First open frame now in the 4th for Sarah. Now she's going to have to figure out what she needs to do here on the left lane to get back in this match. Trailing by 10 pins.
It sure looks to me like the right lane is playing just a little tighter than the left.
Comes in light. Ooh, lucky just to leave the 2 pin. Old National Insurance is proud to partner with the Indiana Bowling Association. Old National Insurance delivers a wide range of expertise and commitment to personalized service. With benefits consultants conveniently located throughout Indiana, Illinois, and Kentucky, they deliver the products and services that their clients need and want. We are a strong industry leader and ranked by Business Insurance Magazine as a top 100 insurance agent and the 10th largest bank-affiliated insurance agency in the United States. We are the people you know and a name you can trust for all of your business, personal, and employee benefit insurance needs. To learn more, contact Doug Drahan at 812-478-6044 or visit oldnationalins.com.
Well, Sarah picked up the 2 pin, so she's hanging in there. She's 1 mark behind. Officially 10 pins. We'll see what Jackie does here in the 5th frame.
Good ball there. Comes in light pocket and leaves a weak 10 pin.
Not the easiest spare under these circumstances.
Well,
but she looks pretty calm.
Yeah, and no spare's easy under the stressful circumstances that these girls are in. There's a lot of pressure here.
Oh, there sure
You're bowling
is.
for a state high school final title.
Jackie's high game is a 297, which makes me wonder what happened in the 12th. Always ask that.
She sticks a little bit at the foul line, but
yeah,
she picks it up.
I think it's interesting that Jackie's height series is 7.58. That is a whale of a good series.
All right, sixth frame here already for the girls' finals, and Jackie's on the left lane, leading by 9. Ball comes in light, leaves just the 2-pin.
Well, the girls don't have a lot of free hook out there. Nobody does. Although the pattern isn't particularly long, there's not a real pronounced dry area where the ball can come off what we call come off the spot. So it's a little touchy out there right now. These are fresh lanes. They haven't been bowled on.
She sticks a little bit at the foul line again, but she converts the 2-pin. Well, we're through the sixth frame here at the girls' Indiana High School State Finals. Our leader by just 9 pins is Jackie Rhoda. We'll take a break and finish this match after a short timeout.
And from the holy hell, the son of a God. Is that right? Okay. Got that head shaking again. During the
There's nothing like a crisp country morning. Family, fresh air, and the great outdoors. Out here, life just slows down. And in the country, we play a little differently. So it helps to have the right gear. Cowpokes has Western wear for the whole family. Comfortable, stylish clothing that fits your way of life. Cowpokes, because there's a little country in all of us.
Okay, welcome back to Cooper Sport Bowl here in Anderson, Indiana. Scott Gilmore, Dennis Bergendorf. We're bringing you the Indiana High School State Bowling Finals on 710 Promotions here. Sarah Voyer stepping up in the sixth frame. She trails by 9, looking to cut that lead down here with the strike in the sixth frame. She's going to step up here on the right lane. State title on the line.
Both girls have had a hard time striking. This is going to be a little bit light, and she gets the swish.
Yeah. Hit them thin, watch them spin, right?
Oh, yeah. Billy Whaley used to say that. I'll tell you how old I am. Now, that was a very, very sweet shot. The ball reacted, came back into the pocket, got the good kind of pin action. I think the way these girls throw the ball, the speed, which is a little bit on the low side, is going to mean they're either going to have to get that kind of mixer or they're going to have to be flush, dead flush. Might be able to trip a 4, but I think they're going to leave some weak 10s unless they expand that pocket just a little bit.
Here's Sarah on the left lane. Ooh. She comes in light, leaves the 1-2-4.
Touchy spare, you're throwing the ball over there where you don't normally throw it. Trying to get the ball to the left side of the head pin, but it's got to go far enough that you carry the 2 and the 4. Pretty hard to chop it in the true sense, where you take the head pin straight back and leave the 2 standing, but pretty easy to come in a little too high and leave the 4.
Here's her spare attempt on the left lane, frame number 7. And she makes it.
She went at it the hard way. It went to the pocket.
A little more of the unconventional way, right?
Right.
You usually like to go on the left side of the head pin and just let the ball deflect
Because the ball will deflect if it gets to the left of center of that head pin.
Well, an 8-pin lead here for Jackie Rhoda as she steps up on the right lane, frame number 7. Boys singles match will take place right after this. We'll get an interview with the winner of the girls' state finals. Ball comes in, half
sweet.
pocket, leaves a little bit of a weak 10.
That was pretty close to a ring 10. That was a really, really good shot. But she's been doing what she has to do, and that's fill frames, get those marks.
Well, as long as she marks, she's forcing Sarah to double at some point.
That's right. If she stays clean, Sarah has to double.
And she converts to 10-pin. And she's clean through 7 frames.
Well, I'm sure that her coaches, Debbie, Mike, and Gina, have had a lot to do with teaching her how to make spares, teaching her the importance of filling those frames, keeping things tight, stay in the match.
Well, and when I bowled youth, and which seems like an eternity ago, we didn't have a lot of these high school programs, and that's kind of, I think, a really nice thing that has been created is these high school bowling programs giving these kids an opportunity to bowl. And Jackie throws a flush strike on the left lane in frame number 8 for her.
Jackie threw that one sweet. That was flush. That was a perfect strike.
Well,
So now the pressure is really, really on Sarah.
Just a 7-pin lead here as Sarah steps up on the right lane in frame number 8. The frames are winding down, and right now Sarah's got to make a move.
Looks like a good shot. Well, a little bit light.
Leaves
There's
just
that
a
2-pin again.
She's going to need to make this spare and set up the 9th frame with the strike here to put some kind of pressure on Jackie here.
Well, I would sure advise Sarah to make a move right. The ball is just not coming back. She needs to change her angles just a little bit, getting the ball to be pointed a little bit more left. It's a bit of a gamble, but she is 10 pins down. She's got to do something. The ball is just not really finishing.
Well, she makes a spare, and here we are going into the 9th frame for Sarah, trailing by 8. And Jackie working on a strike in the 8th frame too. So Sarah really needs to put her best touch on this next shot.
It's interesting that except for that washout, both of these girls are clean. They have not had an open. And that washout makes all the difference.
Looks like Sarah's throwing a storm high road. That one looks like it's going to come in light, and she leaves the bucket.
She's playing awfully deep over there.
Well, to have any chance, she's going to have to make this.
Yeah, and this can be missed so many different ways.
She now trails by 11. And she needs to mark here in the 9th frame just to keep Jackie honest. And here's her spare attempt. Oh, great shot there. These girls are making some very difficult spares.
They really are.
Well, Jackie will finish first, so she can really put the hammer on this.
17 frames, 16 marks. These kids know how to make their spares.
What they say in basketball, girls always knew how to make free throws better than guys.
Yep.
Comes in high flush, and Jackie strikes in the 9th for the first double in this game, and that really is going to put Sarah in trouble.
That almost sealed the deal. Mathematically, Sarah's not eliminated, but Jackie really does have a commanding advantage going into the 10th now. But that double means count comes into play.
Well, a strike here would shut the door. Any kind of mark will lock the state championship up for Jackie Rhoda.
A little bit left.
And she
got
gets a
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn strike, and that will seal the deal, ladies and gentlemen, for Jackie Rhoda. She is going to be your girls' high school state bowling singles champion.
And I'm sure everybody at Portage is very, very happy for Jackie.
Want to thank one of Indiana High School Bowling corporate partners. Ball State Bowling, a strong tradition in USBC intercollegiate bowling. Nationally ranked men's and women's program with the women's team holding a top 10 national ranking in college bowling club sports. Led by a dedicated and highly trained coaching staff that puts your education first. They train you to be the best athlete you can and teach you to overcome barriers and to compete as a team. Their philosophy is simple and they have set their goals high. Strive to be the best student and the best athlete you can be. Keep an open mind to new ideas and new ways of getting the job done. If you are interested in becoming part of one of the most exciting and competitive collegiate bowling programs that Indiana has to offer, visit their website at ballstatebowling.com or contact Monty Vaughn at monty.vaughn@ballstatebowling.com or ballstatemensbowling@yahoo.com. Ball State Bowling, when second best isn't good enough. And ladies and gentlemen, your state singles girls champion, Jackie Rhoda. How about that?
Well, Jackie threw about as divergent a group of strikes in the 10th frame, but she did punch out 222. Beautiful bowling performance. She is one cool customer. She didn't look nervous at all in that match. Just went about her business, made her spares, threw the strikes when she needed them. What a deserving champion. Led the tournament up till then. And what a great performance, too, by Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah has nothing to be disappointed. I mean, you're disappointed you didn't win. But to come in here and bowl pretty much outside of the one washout, she, made her spares, kept the ball around the head pin, just didn't get any breaks, really, as far as pin carry is concerned. But Jackie stepped up and threw the last 5 strikes to really seal the deal.
I think when she goes back and looks at this online, and her coaches, she may want to make a little bit of a move, but in terms of execution, she was nearly flawless. Excellent, excellent shot making.
Well, once Sarah completes her 10th frame, we'll have an interview with the champion, Jackie Rhoda. Colin Kirshner, our lane side interviewer, will have that here in just a few minutes. And then after that, we'll have the men's state finals championship between Wes Halton and Gavin Dunbar. We'll have that shortly after we conclude this match here between Jackie Rhoda and Sarah Voyers. And there's the final strike.
There we go.
For
flush strike.
Well, Jackie Rhoda, your state singles finals girls champion. She defeats Sarah Voyers 222 to 179. All right, it looks like Colin's ready with our state champion, Jackie Rhoda. Let's kick it lane side for Colin with our interview.
You're a senior this year. What's it mean to finish your high school career state champ?
It means the world to me. I'm doing it for my dad and my grandpa.
Well, there you have it, our new girls state champ. Congratulations, Jackie. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Colin. Our champion, Jackie Rhoda. And way to send off a senior at Portage High School. She kicks off her senior year of Bowling High School with a state title in singles.
It was a terrific performance, especially there in the 9th, 10th, and 11th frames. And the 12th, trip 4, swish, she did everything, and she won. What a great performance. And she had led. She'd been very, very strong in the qualifying, so this was a great performance. Well-deserved trophy.
All right, we're going to have a quick timeout, and we're going to come back after this short break with the state boys final championship between Wes Halton and Gavin Dunbar. We'll be back right after this short timeout. All right, welcome back to Cooper Sport Bowl here in Anderson, Indiana for the Indiana High School Bowling State Finals, our 2015 edition. We just watched the girls singles finals between, we saw Jackie Rhoda defeat Sarah Voyers 222 to 179 for her state championship victory. Jackie, being a senior, sends her off on a great note. Sarah, only a sophomore, so I'm sure we'll see more of her in the upcoming years. Now we're getting ready to turn our attention to the boys' side. Number 1 seed Gavin Dunbar will take on number 2 seed Wes Halton. Wes from Portage, or Newcastle High School, and Gavin Dunbar bowls for McCutcheon High School in Lafayette, Indiana. Scott Gilmore, Dennis Bergedorf, senior writer for the Bowlers Journal. And Dennis, I want to thank you for coming here for me.
Oh, my pleasure.
And on short notice, weather dictated some changes to our broadcast team. Doug Weedman wasn't able to join us due to Mother Nature's 4 to 5 inches of snow out here this morning. So
it was fun driving over here, I'll tell you. You got over here last night, right?
I was smart. I drove in last night. I didn't want to take any chance. I had to be here at 7 this morning to set up, so we didn't want to take any chances not getting here. So,
well, what we're going to see out here with the guys is the girls were classic examples of strokers, really, really sweet delivery of the bowling ball, good timing, keeping the ball in play all the time. There's an old saying, we haven't really used it all that much in pro bowling, but it used to be said, if you stroke, you go broke. If you crank, you go to the bank. We've got 2 kids right now who are going to be going to the bank, at least in terms of scholarships and championship trophies, because they crank the ball up about as well as a lot of the guys you're going to see on the PBA Tour. Not quite as seasoned. I'll bet they make a few bad shots or the ball doesn't quite make it up to the head pin, but they know how to release the ball. They throw the ball so darn well. It makes me drool. It makes me jealous.
Well, yeah, I'm not a cranker by any stretch of the imagination, but I do know that guys that can throw a little bit more what we call rev rate has a better chance of getting away with a mistake. And it looks like warm-ups are done for the boys here. And we're going to get the boys singles state championship underway between Wes Halton and Gavin Dunbar. Great crowd on hand here at Cooper Sport Bowl. The staff has done a phenomenal job. Shout out to Steve Kunkel and his staff. They've done a wonderful job getting these athletes ready to compete here this afternoon for the state championship. We'll have boys and girls team state final championships after this later this afternoon. So stick around here on 710 Promotions presentation of the 2015 High School Bowling State Finals. And here,
look at that bowl.
Is Wes Halton's first shot on the left lane, and he throws a thunderous strike to get us started.
He comes up the side of the ball, so sweet, clears the thumb hole so nicely. Very, very impressive. I think this kid has a big future.
Here is Gavin Dunbar. His first shot on the right lane, and he comes in just a touch high, but trips out the 4-pin.
Ball came up just a little bit high, but that's what happens when you have that kind of rev rate. You're going to get a lot of pin action down there. The 2-pin came off the wall, got the 4, got a trip 4, as we say. Beautiful shot. Some league bowlers will say, "Oh, lucky, luck." No, no, no. That is good. You want to have the head pin be that wide, the pocket be that wide.
Absolutely. Here's Gavin on the left lane.
Yep.
Gets a little break there.
He likes your side, Scott.
Yeah, they always want to go on that left side, it seems like. I try to tell them sometimes the 1-2 isn't that great.
Well, of course, for a right-hander, you're going away from the pin, so you have a little bit higher chance of something bad happening if you do cross over. That's why we want to hit the pocket.
Well, here's Wes Halton on the right lane, frame number 2. Comes in high, leaves the 3-pin.
Now, it's interesting that Wes has a nickname back home in Newcastle. It is Crank. And because that's what he does with the ball. Pretty good rev rate. I'm guessing somewhere around 400 RPM, but that's just a guess.
My ball change here for the spare on the 3-pin. Ooh, and he pulls it past. Maybe a little nerves there, Dennis?
Could be. One thing he did, he didn't flatten the ball out. A lot of pro bowlers will flatten the ball out when they're shooting at a single pin on the right. He picked up a ball that doesn't have any surface, a plastic ball, a spare ball, but you got to throw it in the right place.
Oh, Wes Halton on the left lane here, frame number 3. Just opened in the second. Comes back and just rips the rack. Gets the crowd going, right? Hey, that's why when I bowled college, I put Andy Dole in the leadoff spot because he destroyed racks and it got everybody else fired up.
Well, destroying racks is what Wes does.
Well, here's
but
Gavin.
Gavin is no slouch either, and he's working on a double to prove it.
Here he is, third frame, right lane. Comes in light. Oh, wow.
Man.
Boy, that is a really odd pin carry.
There is no justice.
Leaves.
Yeah, he had a swish. You don't usually leave an 8-10 on a swish.
That was light pocket.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
Well, now he's going to try to clean it up, get as much count as he possibly can. Now we've got a match again.
He'll go right after the 8-pin. He'll open now in the third, and both players with 2 strikes and an open.
Instead of a 20-pin difference, it's only a 10-pin now.
We just got to put that past you, and that frame's done, and you got to move on.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a couple of opens with the way these guys attack the pocket. But they're also going to have some big resounding strikes, so it's anybody's game.
It comes in light, leaves the 2-pin.
Now, these kids are impressive. They do have a lot of speed, and if you do have a little bit of a hang spot down lane, just a little bit, the speed can be a problem.
As he goes for the spare. And converts it. The Trophy House, your awards and recognition specialist, is proud to be the supplier of the Indiana High School bowling program since its beginning. The Trophy House, located in Indianapolis, has a friendly and knowledgeable staff that are happy to assist you with all of your awards needs. They specialize in laser and computer engraving, as well as beautiful full-color printing process on plaques, badges, nameplates, and many other items. Stop by their showroom on Indy's north or neat south side at 5048 Madison Avenue, or look them up on thetrophyhouse.com. Special price considerations for youth groups and non-profit organizations. Trophy House Indy Awards and Recognition Special, providing quality award products for all sports and occasions. As Wes comes in light and leaves the 1-2-4 here in the 4th frame.
You know, when your opponent leaves an open like that 8-10, you want to jump all over it. He had a strike, a beautiful strike in the 3rd frame, and now in the 4th he leaked the ball. The ball actually missed the head pin right.
As he goes for the spare.
Perfect.
And he makes it. And, you know, just something I noticed, but both players are using Motive bowling balls. Gavin throwing the Forza, and it looks like Wes is throwing the Covert Revolt Vengeance.
Can you have any more names than a bowling ball?
Well, you know, that's the key now, is you got to come up with clever names and color schemes. And so we had a re-rack there, and Wes steps up here in the 5th frame, left lane, trailing by 8. Comes in high and leaves the 6-10.
Now, I hope that wasn't an overcorrection. You don't want to play off one lane and make a change on the other based on what happened. You've got to look at each lane as an individual entity. Each one has its own characteristic. Sometimes they're identical. In league bowling, they tend to be pretty much the same. But sometimes you'll have a 1 or 2 board difference left to right. So don't make a change.
Boy, and Wes opens up again in the 5th. And, boy, you just can't give away easy spares like that.
Well, yeah, that's 2 now.
And now Gavin stepping up in the 5th on the right lane. And you got to think, now is when you really got to get aggressive and throw a good shot. He comes in light, leaves the weak 10 pin there.
Well, as we've said before, this is a difficult spare. This intimidates a lot of league bowlers, but you just want to move to your left, throw across lane. And if you have a lot of practice at it, it's not that difficult.
Well, Gavin going for the 10-pin spare, and he covers it. And right now,
I made a joke once when Purdue University a year or 2 ago was having so much trouble at the foul line in the basketball. I said if a really good bowler can make 95% of his 10 pins, or in your case 7 pins, Scott, and a good golfer can make most of his 4-foot putts, why can't Purdue make 75% of its free throws?
Right. Gavin comes in light, knocks down the 4-pin.
These kids are like Robbie Hummel, 95%.
All right, we're through 6 frames here. Gavin with the 21-pin lead. We'll come back after the short timeout for the conclusion of our boys' state high school finals.
Let me tell you, I was so nervous, but couldn't wait to go to college. I'm from a small town, so I wanted a small university. Tuition had to be affordable. Then I found Vincennes University. Here, I fit right in. I have a part-time job, I love the campus, and I have the college experience I always wanted. And bonus, I've saved thousands in tuition.
Higher learning, lower cost. Indiana's first college, Vincennes University.
And from the holy hell, the son of a God. Is that right? Okay. Got that head shaking again. During the
There's nothing like a crisp country morning. Family, fresh air, and the great outdoors. Out here, life just slows down. And in the country, we play a little differently. So it helps to have the right gear. Cowpokes has Western wear for the whole family. Comfortable, stylish clothing that fits your way of life. Cowpokes, because there's a little country in all of us.
All right, welcome back here. We're going to complete the match here. Gavin Dunbar leading Wes Halton by 21 here in the 5th. And Wes working on an open here in the 5th. He missed the 6-10. He needs to get on the strike train quickly.
Well, the guy they call Crank needs to crank it up, get some strikes going. I don't think he can count on Gavin opening to let him back in.
Oh, and he just rips the rack. The head pin come flying across.
You know, his membership in the Indiana High School Bowling Association should give him a package of Band-Aids for those pins. I mean, he's damaging them.
Well, you know, these are twister pins. And
yes.
They're what you would call a synthetic
yes.
pin, and you really want to hit these things light more often than not. You
That's
do
right.
that, they just go everywhere. Oh, a fortunate break there in the 7th frame for Wes as he goes Brooklyn for the strike, and he doubles up and he cuts that 21-pin lead down to 11.
And when Wes came back from the foul line, he kind of bowed his head and smiled sheepishly. Looked like he might have been bowing to the audience.
Well, Gavin now going to step up in the 7th. He's got a strike in the 6th. Leads by 11. Ball comes in light, leaves the 2-pin.
Looked like that didn't come off his hand as cleanly as he would have liked.
Now, he was wiping his hands on his pants, and you got to wonder if maybe, a little moisture because of the nerves.
And these guys really need to take their time. We saw that in the preliminaries, that it looked like guys were hurrying just a little bit.
And he makes a spare.
Made it about as well as you can.
Still an 11-pin lead here for Gavin Dunbar from McCutcheon High School in Lafayette, Indiana. Wes Haltom is from Newcastle. And Wes is a junior, and Gavin is only a sophomore. Here's Gavin, left lane, frame number 8. Oh, high flush strike there. Nice shot from Gavin. And now Wes working on a double. He can cut that lead to 1 with the strike here in the 8th frame. And we are getting down to the critical end here of this match.
We really are. The last couple of frames, I really like the way that ball came off his hand. Gavin, that was what we call puring a shot. That thumb came out first, then the fingers stayed with it. Had perfect read down lane. But now Wes finds himself about 10 pins down.
Big shot here in the 8th frame.
Look good.
Comes in light and leaves the 2-5-7.
Threw that one right, but it just didn't get past that little bit of oil down there.
Looks like he might have maybe a little too much speed, threw it past the break point.
That's what I would say, yes. I was searching for that term.
It's been a while, right?
Oh, I never throw it past the break point.
All right, here's the cover for Wes. Needs to make this spare. Leaves the 5-pin. Open frame in the 8th for Wes Haltom.
And things are not looking good for Wes right now.
Well, if he strikes out, he could still shoot 189. Gavin Dunbar on a 195 pace.
So Wes needs to punch out, and he needs a little bit of help from Gavin.
Well, here he is. Left lane, 9th frame. Working on an open. Oh, and he comes back in, high flush. Unfortunate circumstances, though, there in the 8th frame.
Both bowlers have thrown near perfect shots on that left lane, the last couple.
Right lane might be a little bit tighter down lane for the players.
Thinking.
Well, here it is. Gavin can pretty much put the stamp on his state championship in singles here in the 9th. Great shot, hits him thin, and pins going everywhere for a double now. And
that about did it.
I think just a mark here in the 10th frame will secure his singles state championship.
But as Jason Belmonte says, until he's mathematically eliminated, he keeps fighting. Wes will, but Gavin can totally seal the deal in this frame.
Here it is, 10th frame. Oh, high flush strike. And Gavin Dunbar from McCutcheon High School in Lafayette, Indiana will be your 2015 Boys Indiana High School Bowling State Champion.
One of the youngest champions ever. He's only a sophomore.
On behalf of the Indiana State USBC Youth Association, we would like to congratulate all of the high school finalists and wish you the best of luck during today's competition. To all graduating seniors, a reminder to fill out your application for the Burt Horner and Kathy Cooper scholarships. Each scholarship is worth $2,500. Additionally, for that bowler, boy or girl, coach, and center proprietor, don't forget our awards at the end of the year. Bowler of the Year is a $500 scholarship. If you haven't signed up for the 2015 Pepsi State Finals, check with your coach or bowling center. Applications for any tournament or scholarship are available at isusbcya.com. And why not? Why not throw the
Why
first two
not?
in the 10th, huh?
Almost an exclamation point, although he does have one more shot here.
And wow, he's only a sophomore. He can come back and defend.
He really can. And, I looked down here on his stat sheet and his bio information. Dee Dee and Jessica, his coaches, they are really teaching this kid to bowl.
Well, I want to say this. As Gavin strikes out to shoot 225, neither player has a style you would probably teach. But if you do the same thing over and over again, no matter how you do it, good results are going to happen.
Well, I think that they adopt the modern game, which is a power game. It helps you get results on the other end that might not otherwise be there. But they also know how to repeat shots, especially Gavin in this particular game threw some really great shots at the end. Look at that. That is just, he cured that shot. So nice. A couple of bad shots there in the middle, or, we might have a tie game here.
Well, he did have the two opens early in the game where he missed the 3-pin and then he missed the 6-10.
Yeah.
And that really, it hurts when you miss spares that you should make. And he probably makes 9 times or probably 99 times out of 100.
Oh, I'm sure he's a good spare shooter, but it just does point out the need to fill frames. Make those spares.
And then he had a chance to take the lead in this match in the 8th frame, and he came up a little light.
Look at this.
As he trips the 4-9.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy. I'll tell you what.
Well, he looks like a very quiet kid.
Yes.
But I'm sure his friends can probably get him worked up a little bit. But still a great performance by Wes. And Wes only a junior, so Wes has the opportunity to qualify through sectionals and regionals and semi-state and find himself right back here in the state championship match again next year.
That's right.
And I believe state finals next year are in Fort Wayne in Pro Bowl West next year. So,
well, they both did it in the 10th frame. But it was Gavin who put together the better game.
Well, and as Chad, our director and producer, he just told me that's in 2017, so I'm a year ahead of myself. But it looks like Colin Kirshner's lane side with our boys' state champion, Gavin Dunbar. Take it away, Colin.
All right, Gavin, you lead the whole day. How do you prepare as the number 1 seed coming into the final match like that?
You just got to go in thinking, throwing good shots and having fun and just let it go from there.
That's good. And now you're only a sophomore, early on, already a state champ. What do you do to prepare to defend the title now?
I'll just keep going back to work, having fun, and focus on throwing good shots.
Good. There you go. Words from our new state champ, Gavin. Back to you guys. Congratulations.
All right, welcome back to Cooper Sport Bowl here in Anderson, Indiana, and we've just watched state singles championship final matches in the girls and the boys division. In our last match, Gavin Dunbar defeated Wes Haltom 225 to 189. Scott Gilmore, Dennis Bergendorf, and Dennis, a great match. Gavin bowled phenomenally well, kept it clean. Wes couldn't recover from a couple of opens.
That's right. We saw an exhibition of power with the guys, but don't forget the girls. They are true shot makers. Both of them, I think, have good futures ahead. And it was very impressive today. I really enjoyed this.
All right, let's send it down to Laneside with Colin Kirshner for our state finals awards presentation. Colin, take it away.
And now for the awards for our state finalists. First, our girls' state runner-up from Chesterton, Sarah Voyers. And your 2015 girls' state champ from Portage, Jackie Rhoda. And on the boys' side, our state runner-up from Newcastle, Wes Haltom. And your boys' 2015 IHSB state champ from McCutcheon, Gavin Dunbar. All right, we've got all of our finalists. We'll send it back to you guys to wrap things up.
All right, thanks a lot, Colin. That's your final presentation, awards presentation for the state singles finals in high school bowling here. And Dennis, again, we saw some really good bowling as Jackie Rhoda defeated Sarah Voyers in our girls match 222 to 179. Gavin Dunbar defeated Wes Haltom 225 to 189. It came down to really making spares. Both girls did a phenomenal job, but Sarah had the one open, the washout she missed, and that really led to her demise. And then Wes couldn't recover from the two easy spares that he missed, and then unfortunately the split late in the game.
But those guys really know how to throw strikes. The girls really know how to make shots. So it was a very interesting afternoon.
Well, that's your final for the singles portion of today. We're going to be back later this afternoon for our girls team finals and our boys team finals, probably somewhere around 6:30 this evening. Qualifying for both team sides take place at 2 o'clock. They're going to have to rerun the lanes and get those ready for team competition. For Dennis Bergendorf, I'm Scott Gilmore. This has been a presentation from 710 Promotions for the 2015 Indiana High School State Bowling Finals. We'll see you later this evening for the team competition. So long, everyone.